हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, हाउ आर यू ऑल। आई होप कि आप सभी बहुत अच्छे होंगे और आप सभी ने जो पिछला चैप्टर वो अच्छे से कंप्लीट कर लिया होगा। सो नाउ लेट्स मूव इनटू द चैप्टर नंबर 7 एंड द चैप्टर नेम इज नॉन फाइनाइट्स। verbs which are limited by number, person and time are called finite verbs। जो limited form में होते हैं उन्हें हम finite verb बोलते हैं। verbs which are not limited by number, person and time are called non finite, और जो limited form में नहीं होते उन्हें हम non finite verb बोलते हैं। infinitives, gerunds and participles are non finite verb। infinitive, gerunds and participle जो है वो non finite verbs है। study the following examples carefully। अब यहाँ पर कुछ आपको examples दे रखी है, जैसे कि she is learning to dance, that are seats to have broken down, the injured people were taken to the hospital, queer selling people irritate me। The words printed in bold letters are all non-finites। ये सभी non-finites हैं। non-finites retain the same form whatever be the subject in a sentence। ये same form ही retain करते हैं जो भी चाहे कैसा भी form of subject हो उस sentence में। Okay, now here you can see the infinitives to verb, and infinitive is the basic form of verb without an addition preceded by to। It does not change its form when the person, number or tense changes। ठीक है, ये अपना फॉर्म चेंज नहीं करता है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, वी नेवर सक्सीड्स इन द एग्जामिनेशन। नेक्स्ट वन, ही विशेस टू सक्सीड। इन सेंटेंस फर्स्ट द वर्ब सक्सीड्स has he as its subject and hence it is limited by its number and person। it is therefore a finite verb। ये क्या हो गया आपका finite verb हो गया। okay, next one, in sentence 2 to succeed has no subject and hence it is not limited by number and a person of subject। it's simple name the action denoted by the verb succeeded। it is therefore a non-finite verb or simply an infinitive। ये क्या है हमारा non-finite या फिर infinitive है। Now next thing, the infinitive simply expresses the state or action denoted by the verb। to see, to play, to sing are infinitives। ये सब infinitives है। These are called infinitives with to or two infinitives। But the word to is not an essential part of the infinitive। see, sit, play are also infinitive। These are called pure infinitives or infinitive। इन्हें pure infinitive या infinitives भी बोलते हैं। Now here you can see the first one, that is without to। The infinitive without to is used। अब ये कहाँ पर यूज होता है? First thing, after the verb did, let, make, notice, hear, see, feel, watch and have। इनके बाद यूज होता है, जैसे कि I made him sit down। जैसे कि I made him sit down, I saw him do it, I heard him cry। Next thing, but when these verbs except let are used in passive voice, the infinitive take to before them। अगर passive voice में use करें तो हम infinitive to लेंगे इधर, जैसे कि he was made to sit down, he was heard to cry, he was seen to do it। okay, now the next one, after the modal auxiliaries need and dare, this star एक modal auxiliary के बाद, जैसे कि need and dare, ठीक है, जैसे कि this star belongs to my father, I dare not touch it, I might be late, you need not wait for me for dinner। Now next thing, but when need and dare are used as main verb, they form negative and questions with do and take to before the infinitive। ठीक है, जब need and dare जो है वो main verb के फॉर्म में हम यूज कर रहे हैं तो वो negative and question फॉर्म बनाएंगे किसके साथ? with do and take। okay, with do and take to also, ठीक है, before the infinitive। जैसे कि she does not need to come, does she dare to do it। next one, after the modal auxiliaries shall, will, can, may, should, would, could, might, must, जैसे कि one can go now, one must do one's duty। now next one, out is always followed by the infinitive with to। okay, जैसे कि she out to finish it today। next thing, after the auxiliaries do, does and did, after the auxiliary do, does and did के बाद हम यूज करते हैं, जैसे कि did you hear about it, she does not study regularly। next one, after these expressions had better, had rather, would rather, okay, it's getting dark, we had better take a taxi। next one, I would text I then beg। next one, after but, except and then, she did nothing but sleep the whole day। next one, she did not more than make a formal request। the infinitive with to is used। अब infinitive with to जो है वो कहाँ पर यूज होता है? first thing, as subject to a verb। ठीक है, subject to a verb के फॉर्म में यूज होता है, जैसे कि to rise early is good habit। as object to a transitive verb, जैसे कि she hopes to pass। now next one, as object to a preposition के फॉर्म में यूज होता है, जैसे कि the train is about to leave। नेक्स्ट वन एज कॉम्प्लीमेंट टू अ वर्ब, कॉम्प्लीमेंट टू अ वर्ब के फॉर्म में यूज होता है, जैसे कि आवर मोटो इज टू फॉरगेट एंड फॉरगिव. नेक्स्ट वन टू क्वालिफाई अ वर्ब टू एक्सप्रेस पर्पस, कॉज और मैनर, वर्ब को क्वालिफाई करने के लिए यूज होता है, जैसे कि शी वेंट टू बाय स्वीट्स, पर्पस, ही लाव्ड टू हियर दैट आई हैव टॉप द लिस्ट, कॉज, you waste your time to try to convince her, manner. Now next thing, to qualify an adjective, adjective और qualify use करने के लिए use होता है. Okay, जैसे कि I am eager to join medical, are you anxious to help her. Some important infinitive constructions, to and enough with the infinitive. To indicates excess, it's a kind of negative. To जो है वो excess को indicate करता है, ये negative form में है. This coffee is too hot for me to drink. That means this coffee is hot, then I cannot drink. That means this coffee is hot that I cannot drink. Next one, enough indicates sufficiency. It is a kind of positive. She is tall enough to touch the ceiling fan. That means she is so tall that she can touch the ceiling. Now students, before moving further, there is a note. To is placed before and enough is placed after the adjective slash adverb. The construction with to is used to change negative sentences into affirmative one, and also to change compound or slash complex sentences into simple one. Okay, तो टू जो है वो हम हमेशा एडजेक्टिव एडवर्ब से पहले यूज करते हैं, इनफ को बाद में यूज करते हैं उसके, और हमें हमेशा हम देखते हैं कि विद टू जब हम लिखते हैं तो उसमें नेगेटिव सेंटेंस एफर्मेटिव में चेंज हो जाता है. ठीक है. Now here you can see the construction with enough is used to change affirmative complex compound sentences into affirmative simple one. To plus adjective slash adverb plus infinitive, adjective slash adverb plus enough plus infinitive. ये आपका रूल है. Now here is the next thing, infinitives to make sentence compact. यानी कि सेंटेंस को कैसे छोटा बनाया जा सके इन्फिनेटिव यूज करके. वी कैन समटाइम्स यूज द इन्फिनेटिव टू मेक आवर सेंटेंसेस कॉम्पैक्ट. स्टडी द फॉलोइंग एग्जांपल. फर्स्ट वन, यू शुड डेवलप, से स्टूडेंट्स यहाँ पर ये सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस होगा. यू शुड डेवलप सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस इफ यू वांट टू सक्सीड इन लाइफ. यू शुड डेवलप सेल्फ कॉन्फिडेंस टू सक्सीड इन लाइफ. Next one, Mr. Agarwal hoped that he would win the election easily. Mr. Agarwal hoped to win the election easily. Okay. Now the next thing, infinitives to join sentences. Sometimes we can use the infinitive to join pair of sentences. We take the most important of the two sentences as the main clause and we convert the verb in the other sentence into an infinitive. Study these examples. You should do your duty sincerely. You should not be afraid of it. You should not be afraid to do your duty sincerely. Next one, he gave for a daily morning walk. It is his habit. It is his habit to go for a daily morning walk. Now students, the next thing is the participle. The participle is a non-finite verb and has some of the characteristics of a verb and has some of an adjective. It is partially a verb and partially an adjective. It may thus be called verbal adjective. इसको हम verbal adjective बोलते हैं. जैसे कि for example, I saw a man carrying a bag. The word carrying qualifies the noun man. Like an adjective, it is formed from the verb carry and has an object bag. In this way, it has some of its characteristics of a verb as well as of the adjective. It is therefore a participle. Okay. Now the next thing, there are three kinds of participle. First one, the present participle. The present participle, it is formed by adding ing to the base form of the verb. It represents an action which is incomplete or is still going on. It is also called the active participle. For example, running water is not always fit for drinking. The gerund and the present participle have the same form, but whereas the gerund acts like a noun, the present participle acts like an adjective. Now the next one is the past participle. Student, ये past past होगा, fast नहीं. The past participle third form of the verb generally ends in ed, d, t, rn or n. It represents a completed action. It is also called the passive participle. Okay, for example, carried by the wind, seeds are scattered far and wide. Students, ये far होगा, for नहीं. Next one, the perfect participle. Okay, it is formed by adding having slash having been in the passive form before the past participle, having plus third form of the verb. It represents an action as complete at some past time. जैसे कि, for example, having taken my milk, I went to work. Okay. Now here it is given the present participle is used. अब present participle जो है वो कहाँ पर use करते हैं? As an adjective के form में use होता है. This is, for example, this is an interesting story. As a subject complement के form में use होता है, जैसे कि the dog went barking. As an object complement के form में use होता है, जैसे कि I saw him entering the house. So students, now the next thing is the present participle is used. अब present participle जो है वो कहाँ पर use होता है? As an adjective. For example, this is an interesting story. As a subject complement जैसे कि the dog went barking. As an object complement जैसे कि I saw him entering the house. Student यहाँ पर I आएगा. Okay. Next one, as an absolute phrase जैसे कि it being a rainy day we kept indoors. To form the continuous tenses जैसे कि you have been waiting for a long time. Next one, to express an action when two actions by the same subject occur simultaneously जैसे कि the girl come laughing. Next thing, to express the earlier of two actions by the same subject when the second action immediately follows the first. जैसे कि seeing the policeman, the thief ran away. The participle must be placed first in this case. Okay, these two uses of the present participle are very important for joining two sentences into a simple sentence. Okay, जैसे कि he walked away, he was whistling, he walked away whistling. To replace as/since/because clauses, fearing that people will recognize her, she never went out. As she feared the people, as she feared that people. Okay. Now the next thing, the past participle is used. A past participle जो है वो कहाँ पर हम use करते हैं? As an adjective जैसे कि this is a damaged car. Next one, as a subject complement जैसे कि the market is closed on Sunday. As an object complement जैसे कि they kept the door shut. Next thing, to combine the sentences when one of them contain the passive verb. Okay, the principal entered the hall. He was accompanied by his staff. The principal entered the hall accompanied by his staff. Next thing, the perfect participle is used to combine two sentences when the second action immediately follows the first. जैसे कि I finished my homework, I went out to play. Having finished my homework, I went to play. The perfect participle emphasized that the first action is complete before the second one began. Okay. Now the next thing, participles to join sentences. We can use participle also to join sentences. The present participle is used when the two actions occur simultaneously. जैसे कि she came in, she was laughing, she came in laughing. Next one, occur one after the other. जैसे कि Jackie saw a snake, full stop, he began to shout. Seeing the snake, Jackie began to shout. The participle must be placed first. Participle हमेशा आगे लगाना है पहले. The perfect participle is used when the second action begin after the completion of the first action. First action ये complete होने के बाद second action जब शुरू होता है तब हम use करते हैं perfect participle को. जैसे कि I saw my sister off, full stop, I came home. Having seen my sister off, I came home. Next one, the past participle is used when one of the sentence contain a passive verb. पास्ट पार्टिसिपल यूज करते जब उनमें से कोई एक सेंटेंस जो है पैसिव वर्ब कंटेन कर रहा हो, जैसे कि she came in, she was lost in her dreams. She came in, lost in her dreams. Now students, the next thing is misrelated participle. Participles, also being adjectives, refer to certain nouns or pronouns. This noun/pronoun are usually subject of the verb of sentence. Walking in the field, a snake bit her. In this sentence, snake is the subject of the main clause, but the participle walking does not relate to it. Such a participle is called a misrelated participle. उसे हम misrelated participle बोलेंगे. Therefore, the sentence is wrong. It should be written as she walking in the field, a snake bit her, or while walking in the field, she was bitten by the snake. Okay. While walking in the field, she was bitten by a snake. Okay. तो ये थे आपके कुछ misrelated participles. I hope student that you understood this chapter. और आपका homework है कि आपको इसकी following exercise part को complete करना है. Now I'm gonna meet you in another class. Till then students, bye bye.